For thousands of years, humans have looked up at the night sky and felt both wonder and fear when a comet appeared. A sudden, glowing object, a long, fiery tail stretching across the heavens, arriving without warning and disappearing just as mysteriously. Ancient civilizations believed comets were messages from the gods, signs of great change, disaster, or destiny. But what are comets really? In modern astronomy, comets are known as ancient cosmic travelers, leftovers from the formation of our solar system over 4.6 billion years ago. They're not stars, not planets, and not meteors, but something far more primitive. At their core, comets are frozen time capsules, preserving material from the earliest days of the sun. What exactly is a comet? A comet is a small celestial object made primarily of frozen water ice, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide ice, ammonia and methane, dust, and rocky particles. Because of this composition, scientists often call comets dirty snowballs. But don't let the nickname fool you. Some comets are tens of kilometers wide, carrying enormous amounts of material. At the center of every comet is the nucleus, a dark, solid chunk of ice and rock. On its own, the nucleus is invisible from Earth. What makes a comet spectacular is what happens when it approaches the sun. The moment a comet comes alive. Far from the sun, a comet is silent, frozen, and inactive, drifting through deep space. But as it enters the inner solar system, something dramatic occurs. The sun's heat causes the comet's ice to sublimate, turning directly from solid to gas. This releases gas, dust, frozen particles. These materials form a glowing cloud around the nucleus called the coma. As solar radiation and solar wind push this material outward, a tail begins to form, sometimes stretching millions of kilometers across space. This is the moment a comet becomes visible from Earth, a cosmic spectacle written across the sky. Why a comet's tail always points away from the sun? One of the most fascinating facts about comets is this. A comet's tail never trails behind it. It always points away from the sun. This happens because solar wind pushes ionized gas straight, outward radiation pressure pushes dust into a curved path. As a result, many comets develop two distinct tails. One, ion tail, straight bluish, made of charged gas. Two, dust tail, wider, curved, golden white. Even when a comet is moving away from the sun, its tail still points outward, a visual reminder of the sun's invisible power. Why comets matter? Scientists don't study comets just for their beauty. They believe comets may have played a critical role in Earth's history. Evidence suggests that ancient comet impacts may have delivered water to early Earth, brought organic molecules, the building blocks of life. In this sense, comets may be cosmic messengers, carrying ingredients that helped life begin on our planet. Comets are not random objects. They are survivors from the dawn of the solar system, frozen witnesses to a time before planets existed. And yet, their journeys begin far beyond what we can see. To truly understand comets, we must travel far beyond the planets, past Mars, past Jupiter, beyond Saturn's rings, to regions where sunlight is weak and time seems frozen. This is where comets are born. Most comets do not wander randomly through space. They originate from two vast, mysterious reservoirs at the outer edges of our solar system, places so distant that they are rarely seen, yet constantly shaping what we observe in the sky. The Kuiper Belt, a frozen disk beyond Neptune. The first of these regions is called the Kuiper Belt. Located beyond the orbit of Neptune, the Kuiper Belt is a wide, flat disk filled with icy bodies, dwarf planets like Pluto, countless frozen remnants from the early solar system. The Kuiper Belt extends from about 30 to 50 astronomical units from the Sun, meaning it begins 30 times farther from the Sun than Earth is. Comets that originate here are known as short-period comets. These comets take less than 200 years to orbit the Sun, follow relatively predictable paths, often return again and again. The most famous example is Halley's Comet, which appears roughly every 76 years, making it one of the few comets humans can witness more than once in a lifetime. The Oort Cloud, the solar system's distant halo beyond the Kuiper Belt, lies something even more mysterious: the Oort Cloud. The Oort Cloud is not a disk, but a massive spherical shell surrounding the solar system, extending tens of thousands of astronomical units into space, nearly 1/4 of the distance to the nearest star. This region is so distant that sunlight there's extremely faint. Objects move incredibly slowly. A single orbit can take millions of years. Long-period comets come from the Oort Cloud. These comets may take thousands or even millions of years to return, often appear suddenly, may never be seen again by humanity. When one of these ancient travelers enters the inner solar system, it is like a message sent across deep time. What sends a comet toward the sun? Comets don't choose their paths. They are disturbed. A passing star, a shift in gravitational balance, the pull of massive planets like Jupiter. These forces can nudge a comet from its distant orbit, sending it falling inward toward the sun, transforming a frozen object into a brilliant sky phenomenon. In many cases, Jupiter acts as both a protector, deflecting comets away from Earth, and a shepherd, redirecting some into visible orbits. Without Jupiter, our night sky and our planet's history would look very different. Comets versus asteroids, what's the difference? Though often confused, comets and asteroids are very different. Comets are icy, developed tails, originate from the outer solar system, while asteroids are rocky or metallic, no tails, mostly found between Mars and Jupiter. This difference tells us something important. Comets preserve pristine material, untouched, since the solar system's birth. For most of its existence, a comet is silent and frozen, drifting in darkness at the edge of the solar system. But the moment it begins its long fall toward the sun, its fate is sealed. This is the phase where a comet truly comes alive and where its slow destruction begins. Awakening near the sun. As a comet crosses the orbit of Jupiter and moves inward, sunlight grows stronger. Temperatures rise from near absolute zero to hundreds of degrees. The comet's ice does not melt like normal ice on Earth. Instead, it sublimates, turning directly into gas. Jets of gas erupt from the surface, carrying dust and rock into space. These jets create the glowing coma, push material outward to form the tail, act like tiny thrusters, slightly altering the comet's path. This process makes the comet brighter, sometimes suddenly, which is why some comets appear to flare without warning. The growing tail, a cosmic banner. As the comet approaches the sun, its tail grows longer and brighter. A fully developed comet may display a dust tail, reflecting sunlight in golden white tones, an ion tail, glowing blue as solar radiation energizes its gas. Some tails stretch longer than the distance between Earth and the sun. From Earth, this creates one of the most breathtaking sights in astronomy, a reminder that even small objects can create immense beauty. Why comets break apart? Despite their brilliance, comets are fragile. Their nuclei are loosely held together, filled with cracks and voids, weakened by repeated heating and cooling. As a comet passes close to the sun, it may crack under thermal stress, be torn apart by tidal forces, explode due to internal pressure. Many comets do not survive their closest approach. Some fade quietly. Others disintegrate, dramatically vanishing in a matter of days. Comet graveyards and meteor showers. When a comet sheds dust along its orbit, it leaves behind a debris trail. When Earth passes through this trail, the result is a meteor shower. Famous examples include Perseids from Comet Swift, Tuttle, Leonids from Comet Temple, Tuttle. Each streak of light in the sky is a tiny grain of comet dust, burning up in Earth's atmosphere, a final echo of a comet's passage. In this way, comets never truly disappear. They become part of the sky itself. The slow death of periodic comets. Short-period comets slowly lose material with each orbit. After dozens or hundreds of passes, ice runs out, activity fades, the comet becomes dark and inert. At this stage, A comet may resemble an asteroid, a dead comet, drifting silently through space. Some scientists believe many near-Earth asteroids may actually be the remains of ancient comets. Every comet is on a countdown. From the moment it awakens, it is slowly destroying itself, trading its substance for beauty, its body for light. Long before telescopes and space probes, comets ruled human imagination. They appeared without warning, burned across the sky, and vanished. To ancient eyes, this could only mean one thing: a message from the heavens. Throughout history, comets have been feared, worshipped, and recorded with awe. Halley's Comet, the Returner. The most famous comet of all is Halley's Comet. It was first correctly identified as a repeating object by astronomer Edmund Halley in 1705. By studying historical records, Halley realized that the comets seen in 1531, 1607, and 1682 were the same object. This comet returns roughly every 76 years. Its appearances have been linked to the Norman invasion of England, 1066, the reigns of kings and emperors, moments of great political change. Halley's Comet last appeared in 1986 and will return in 2061, giving a new generation a chance to witness a celestial legend. The Great Comets, when the sky was transformed. Some comets are so bright they dominate the sky. These are called Great Comets. Examples include the Great Comet of 1811, visible for over a year, Comet Hale, Bopp, 1997, brighter than most stars, visible for months, Comet NEOWISE, 2020, stunning even in modern light-polluted cities. When Hale, Bopp appeared, millions of people around the world looked up together, a rare moment of global wonder. Before science, comets were seen as omens. Ancient cultures believed comets predicted wars, plagues, the death of rulers, the fall of civilizations. In medieval Europe, comets were often painted as fiery swords or divine warnings. In China, astronomers meticulously recorded comet appearances, believing they signaled changes in the mandate of heaven. Even in modern times, fear has not completely disappeared. When comets cause panic. In 1910, Earth passed through the tail of Halley's Comet. Newspapers warned that the tail contained poisonous gas. People bought comet pills, sealed their windows, prayed for survival. Nothing happened, but the panic revealed how deeply comets still affected the human psyche. Comets in modern science. Today, comets are no longer just symbols, they are targets of exploration. Space missions have flown past comets, collected dust samples, even landed on a comet surface. These missions have confirmed that comets contain complex organic molecules, the same water composition found on Earth. Each discovery strengthens the idea that comets may have helped seed life on our planet. Once feared as harbingers of doom, comets are now seen as ancient storytellers carrying the history of the solar system within their ice. But humanity's relationship with comets is far from over. For centuries, comets were only observed from afar, distant lights in the sky, impossible to touch or study directly. But in the modern age, humanity made a bold decision. We would chase them. Sending spacecraft to comets is one of the most difficult challenges in space exploration. These objects are small, fast, irregular, and constantly changing, yet scientists pursued them because comets hold answers no telescope can provide. Giotto, the first close. Encounter in 1986, as Halley's Comet returned, the European Space Agency launched Giotto. Giotto became the first spacecraft to fly close to a comet's nucleus. What it revealed shocked scientists. The nucleus was dark, not bright, covered in carbon-rich material, reflecting less light than coal. This discovery changed our understanding of comets forever. They were not glowing snowballs, they were dark, ancient relics, only shining when heated by the sun's stardust, bringing a comet to Earth. In 2004, NASA's Stardust mission flew through the tail of Comet Wild 2. Using special aerogel collectors, Stardust captured tiny dust particles traveling at thousands of kilometers per hour and then returned them safely to Earth. Analysis revealed organic molecules, minerals formed in extreme heat, material that once existed close to the newborn sun. This proved that the early solar system was far more mixed and dynamic than scientists once believed. Rosetta and Hale landing on a comet. Perhaps the most ambitious mission of all was Rosetta. In 2014, after a 10-year journey, Rosetta entered orbit around Comet 67P/Churyumov-Gerasimenko. For the first time in history, a spacecraft followed a comet as it approached the sun. Rosetta released a lander named Hale, which touched down on the comet's surface, a historic first. Despite challenges, the mission discovered complex organic compounds, active jets erupting from the surface, a surprisingly fragile, porous structure. The comet was not solid, it was more like a cosmic sponge. Do comets carry the seeds of life? One of the most profound questions in science is, where did life come from? Comet missions have detected amino acids, organic carbon compounds, water similar to Earth's oceans. This supports the theory that comets may have delivered key ingredients for life during Earth's early bombardment phase. Comets may not have created life, but they may have helped make life possible. The secret's still locked in ice. Despite these breakthroughs, comets still guard many mysteries. How exactly they formed, why their structures are so fragile, how many remain hidden in deep space. Each mission answers questions and raises new ones. Comets are no longer just lights in the sky. They're worlds we have touched, samples we have held, and messages from a time before Earth existed. Yet countless comets remain unexplored, drifting silently, waiting for discovery. Even after decades of observation and daring space missions, comets remain among the least understood objects in the solar system. They are fragile, unpredictable, and ancient, and that is exactly why scientists are so interested in them. Comets are not just remnants of the past. They are keys to the future of planetary science. Next-generation comet missions. Future missions aim to go beyond flybys and short landings. Scientists are planning missions that will return larger and cleaner samples from comet nuclei, observe comets before they become active, study how comets change over multiple orbits. These missions could reveal how solar radiation alters comet chemistry and whether organic compounds can survive long journeys through space. Some proposals even include cryogenic sample return, keeping comet ice frozen exactly as it was billions of years ago. Comets and planetary defense. While most comets are harmless, some long-period comets travel at extreme speeds and appear with little warning. Understanding comet behavior is essential for early detection systems, predicting orbital changes, assessing impact risks. Unlike asteroids, comets are harder to track, making them one of the biggest uncertainties in planetary defense. Studying them now could protect Earth in the future. Hidden comets among near-Earth objects. Recent research suggests that many objects classified as asteroids may actually be extinct or dormant comets. These dead comets no longer release gas, have lost surface ice, still carry volatile material beneath. The surface. This blurs the line between comets and asteroids and forces scientists to rethink how small bodies evolve over time. Why comets matter to humanity. Comets connect humanity to something far larger than daily life. They remind us that Earth is part of a vast system, that the ingredients for life are common in space, that cosmic events shaped our past and may shape our future. In studying comets, we are not just learning about space. We're learning about ourselves. Comets are not finished telling their story. Far beyond Neptune, beyond the Kuiper Belt, in the distant Oort Cloud, countless frozen worlds still wait. Some will never be seen. Some will blaze across our skies. And some may change our understanding of life forever. Even in the age of satellites and space probes, comets still stir something ancient inside us. When a bright comet appears, people stop, look up, and feel a strange mix of awe and unease. This reaction is not accidental, it is deeply human. Comets in ancient myths and legends. Across civilizations, comets were rarely seen as neutral. In ancient Rome, Comets were believed to announce the death of emperors. In China, they were called broom stars, thought to sweep away the old order. In Mesoamerican cultures, comets were linked to divine warnings and celestial anger. These interpretations were shaped by one simple fact: comets were unpredictable. Anything that arrives without warning and defies understanding often becomes a symbol of fate. Comets in art, literature, and film. As human understanding evolved, fear slowly transformed into fascination. Comets began appearing in medieval paintings as flaming swords in the sky, Romantic-era literature as symbols of destiny and change, modern films as agents of extinction or rebirth. From apocalyptic movies to poetic novels, comets often represent forces beyond human control, reminders that nature does not answer to us. Common misconceptions about comets. Despite scientific progress, many myths still survive. Comets are on a collision course with Earth. Most comets pass safely, millions of kilometers away. Comets cause disasters. There is no evidence linking comets to earthquakes, plagues, or social collapse. A comet's tail can harm Earth. Comet tails are extremely thin. Earth has passed through them safely before. Science has replaced fear with facts, but emotion often lingers longer than truth. Why comets still feel ominous, unlike planets or stars. Comets appear suddenly, change shape night after night, do not follow familiar patterns. This triggers a psychological response rooted in survival instinct. Our ancestors learned to fear the unknown sky. That memory still echoes within us. Comets as symbols of change. In a modern sense, comets have taken on a new meaning. They now symbolize transformation, cosmic perspective, the passage of deep time. A comet reminds us that civilizations rise and fall, but the universe continues its slow, silent motion. Once feared as harbingers of doom, comets have become mirrors reflecting humanity's evolving understanding of the universe. They no longer tell us the future, but they still make us question our place in the cosmos. From the frozen edge of the solar system to the glowing skies above Earth, comets complete a journey that spans billions of years. They are not just celestial objects, they are survivors, carrying the memory of a time before planets, before oceans, before life itself. Every comet we see is older than Earth. Comets as time capsules. Unlike planets that evolved and changed, comets remained mostly untouched. Inside their ice lies the original material of the early solar system, organic compounds older than life, chemical clues to how stars and planets are born. When a comet enters the inner solar system, it is not arriving for the first time, it is returning from deep time. In studying comets, scientists are reading the earliest chapter of our cosmic story. Did comets help create life? One of the most profound ideas in modern science is this: life on Earth may owe its existence to the sky. Comets likely delivered water to a young, dry Earth, carbon-based molecules essential for life, complex chemistry that oceans alone could not produce. If this happened here, it may have happened elsewhere. Comets could be universal carriers, spreading the ingredients of life across star systems. Comets and humanity's future. As humanity looks towards space exploration, comets may play a new role. In the future, comets could provide water for deep space missions, serve as fuel sources, help terraform distant worlds. What was once feared as a sign of destruction may one day become a resource for survival. Comets teach us humility. They remind us that Earth is not isolated. Life is part of a vast cosmic system. Time stretches far beyond human history. Every glowing tail across the night sky is a reminder that the universe is alive with motion, even when it appears still. The next time a comet appears in the sky, remember this: you are not just witnessing a beautiful event. You are seeing a messenger from the dawn of creation, a traveler that has crossed billions of years to reach your eyes. Long after we are gone, comets will still roam the darkness, carrying the story of the universe forward. If you enjoyed this journey through the cosmos, look up tonight. The universe is always speaking, and sometimes it speaks with a tale of light. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comments. Thank you very much.